Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to this Christmas-themed review. This time, I'm going to be talking about a story that I think a lot of you probably know, A Christmas Carol. Like with Rudolph, Frosty, A Christmas Story, and more, A Christmas Carol is seen as one of the most popular, if not the most popular, Christmas stories in the world. Haunting and dark, but also delightful and joyous, this Charles Dickens classic has been a big part of popular culture ever since the story came out on December 19th, 1843, about 180 years ago. And with any famous story, there has been adaptation after adaptation over and over and over again. On stage, TV, in film, live action, animation, and so on. Everyone has watched at least one of them, and many seem to have a favorite. The Alastair Sim version, the George C. Scott version, the Muppets version, one with Tim Curry, one with Bill Murray, one with Jim Carrey, and even one awarded by the Academy. Yep, that's right, we're going to take a look at that one. The 1971 animated short film that won the Oscar for Best Animated Short Film in 1972. How good is it? Well, let's have a look. Now, this time there will just be a fun fact section in this review, no big joke section. And of course, you'll get my summary and final thoughts. Good. Let's begin. If any of you somehow don't know the story, it is about an old and cold man named Ebenezer Scrooge. He has a pure hatred of Christmas and treats others like crap. But everything changes when his old dead partner Jacob Marley comes to Scrooge and tells him that he'll be haunted by three spirits. The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas yet to come. All three show Scrooge what led to his cold outlook, the error of his ways, and the fatal consequences if he continues his heartless behavior. Once it is all over, Scrooge becomes a changed man. He donates to the cold and hungry, is more cheerful, comes to dine with his nephew's family, and does everything in his power to help Bob Cratchit's family. The end. Well, that was the quickest summary ever. Okay, so what are my thoughts? Well, I can certainly see why it won an Oscar. You can't talk about this short without talking about the people involved with it. Which people? Oh, people like Richard Williams, Chuck Jones, and master animator Ken Harris. Yeah, this short had so many talented people working on it, and it shows. The animation is splendid, and the short manages to capture the core of the story in just 25 minutes. Yeah, in only 25 minutes, the short does a lot of fantastic things. The visuals are unbelievably good, mainly because it was trying its best to capture the original illustrations by John Leach and the pen/ink renderings done by Milo Winter. And honestly, it does get pretty close. The shadows, the bleak colors, the facial expressions, all of it is done so wonderfully. It's been said that the short was not made for young children, which is why it manages to get away with some creepy visuals like this. The voice acting in the short is also good. Each actor and actress perform their parts well and really give it their all. But the one actor that shines the most to me is who played Scrooge. Again, Alastair Sim. Yep, the man who was most remembered for his role as Scrooge back in 1951 came back to play the character again 20 years later. And I'll be honest, I think he does a better job in some respects here than in his live action performance. And don't get me wrong, his live action performance is good too, but with this same role being animated this time, it seemed like he could really put more venom in his heartless ramblings, while also putting more sorrow in his begs for forgiveness.
Out upon a Merry Christmas. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine. No. Spirit, I'm not the man I was. Good Spirit, assure me that I may yet change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach.
And since he was now in his 70s at the time, I think the old age certainly adds more to his portrayal. It's kind of like how I feel about Mark Hamill's Joker. The older they get, the better they get. Also, this may be a theory, but I think Jim Carrey, who would portray Scrooge in 2009, did take a lot of inspiration from Sim's portrayal. Just listen.
You don't believe in me.
I don't. Because you may be an undigested bit of beef, a fragment of an underdone potato.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because the littlest thing can affect them. The slight disorder of the stomach can make them cheat. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a lot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you.
I don't know, maybe it's just me. Along with that, there is more to like. The music is nice, the designs of the spirits are unique, the dark scenes are done well, and the ending is very heartwarming. Now, with all that said, is there anything holding this short back? Well, there are some issues here and there. First, because the short is only 25 minutes, it does feel a little rushed at certain points, like the scenes that have Tiny Tim's death and Scrooge's headstone. Don't get me wrong, it's not awful, but maybe if there was more time, they could have made these moments even better. Another issue is that there are some scenes that lack music, when it really can benefit from it. Not all scenes have no music, but there are times where I wish some music would come to make the scenes even better. It's not terrible, and I understand that not every scene needs music to tell us how to feel, but I also believe that music can certainly help the dramatic scenes more. If you want these scenes to really hit you in the feels, and if having music in them is necessary, get it in there. But aside from those issues, I really do like the rest of it. The animation, the voice acting, the visuals, the spirits, the morals, and the tone are really well done. So the final score I'll give to the 1971 animated adaptation of A Christmas Carol is at 8.5 out of 10. Check it out if you haven't already. And I guess it was so well done that it had to be submitted to the Academy, even though it first aired on TV. Oh yeah, I'm going straight into the fun facts about this short. Buckle up, guys, because there is a lot. Here's number 1. It was aired on TV on December 21st, 1971 on ABC, but it was so well received by many that some decided to release it in theaters. This made it eligible for the Oscar for Best Animated Short Film, which it won. But some insiders in the industry took issue with the fact that it won despite being aired as a TV special originally. So the Academy responded by changing its policy, disqualifying any future work shown on TV first. But don't worry, guys, after this, the Academy would never, and I repeat, never have another controversy like that again. Nope, never again. Number 2. Alastair Sim may be remembered most for his role as Scrooge, but he did so much more. So many stage shows, TV shows, and films had him involved. Green for Danger, Happiest Days of Your Life, and Folly to Be Wise, which gave him his only nomination for a BAFTA. He's quite an actor, check him out. Number 3. Like Sim, another actor who portrayed a character from the book in live action came back to do the role again here. That man was Michael Hordern, and his character was Jacob Marley. The man was a Shakespearean actor who did many Shakespeare roles like King Lear, which he got to play on stage and on TV. He also was nominated for a couple BAFTAs, winning one in 1958 for his role as the barrister in the 1957 play The Dock Brief. He was appointed as a CBE and was even knighted. Impressive. Number 4. The narrator of the film is Michael Redgrave, who also was a very talented actor. He was nominated for an Oscar for his performance in the 1947 film Morning Becomes Electra, was nominated for 2 BAFTAs in the 50s, played King Claudius in the 1963 Laurence Olivier version of Hamlet, was also a CBE, knighted, and was also bisexual. Oh, and he also did a decent job as narrator in this Christmas Carol film too.
The place, London. The time, 1843. The season, that of jollity, of festivity and charity, holly and berries and goodwill to all men, with perhaps one exception. And it is with this exception that we are concerned in our story. The exception is Ebenezer Scrooge.
Number 5. The actress that played the ghost of Christmas Past was Diana Quick. She's had some memorable roles too. She voiced Princess Ida in the animated film A Monkey's Tale, was nominated for an Emmy and BAFTA for her role as Lady Julia Flight in Brideshead Revisited, and even got to play the Queen for a television documentary about the late monarch. And she also dated and had a kid with Bill Nighy. Oh, jeebus cross, now I know that the ghost of Christmas Past and Davy Jones had a kid! Let's just move on. Number 6. Felix Felton portrayed the ghost of Christmas Present. He did some unique roles too. He portrayed Sir Thomas Modiford in the BBC series Captain Morgan, provided various voices in the BBC radio series of Lord of the Rings in 1955 and 56, wrote 2 orchestral suites that were played by the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and was in the film Lady Godiva Rides Again, which also starred Alastair Sim. Number 7. Melvin Hayes played Bob Cratchit. He's had an interesting career too. He's known for his role as Gloria Beaumont in the BBC sitcom It Ain't Half Halt Mum, appeared in the Cliff Richard musical The Young Ones, played a young Dr. Frankenstein in the Hammer horror film The Curse of Frankenstein, and even was a voice actor in cartoons like Super Ted, Alfred J. Quack, and Budgie the Little Helicopter. Yeah, and in that show, he was Noisy the Driller. Well, at least the driller wasn't named Dick. No, I don't regret that joke. Number 8. Richard Williams' son, Alexander Williams, who was 4 at the time, played Tiny Tim.
The little boy lost in the snow. The little boy's lost in the snow.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
God bless us. God blesses everyone.
And speaking of Richard Williams, number 9, he was the director of this film, and many animation fans know who he is. Raggedy Ann and Andy, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Thief and the Cobbler, and Prologue, which was the last animated project he animated and directed. He also is known for his book, The Animator Survival Kit, which has helped many aspiring artists and animators along the way. Rest in peace, Williams. Same goes for the other people that are gone too, like Sims, Felton, and so on. Number 10. Chuck Jones was one of the producers in this too. Do I even need to tell you what he's done? Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Dot and the Line, which he got an Oscar for, etc. Number 11. One of Jones's best animators was Ken Harris, who did more than just this film. He was attached to Looney Tunes, Yogi Bear, and more. He mainly did the animation for Scrooge in the film, and he also was the animator of the dance sequence in the popular Looney Tunes short, What's Opera Doc? And finally, number 12, the music was done by Tristram Cary, a composer who did the music for films like The Lady Killers, The Little Island, Richard Williams' first animated project, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, a Hammer horror film, and more. Also, the choir that sings in the beginning and ending credits is the children of Eliot School in Putney, England. Alright guys, I think that's all the fun facts I can give you, and that is it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you want to see the short film yourself, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, my name is Sam, and mwah, bah humbug.